and welcome to Whispered Ingredients, where we explore the gentle art of cooking through soft-spoken stories about our favorite dishes. I'm your host, Marcus Sage, and tonight we're embarking on a journey to the sun-soaked Florida Keys to discover one of America's most beloved desserts, key lime pie. There's something magical about this particular dessert that goes far beyond its vibrant green color and tangy sweetness. Tonight, we'll uncover the fascinating history of how this pie became a symbol of Florida's culinary identity. Born from necessity in a remote island community where fresh milk was a luxury and resourcefulness was a way of life. We'll walk through each step of creating this iconic dessert, from crushing graham crackers for the perfect crust to extracting every drop of precious juice from those tiny, intensely flavored key limes. You'll discover why sweetened condensed milk became the secret ingredient that transformed this simple pie into something extraordinary, and how generations of Keys families passed down their techniques for achieving that perfect balance of tart and sweet. But we won't stop there. We'll take time to appreciate each ingredient individually, exploring the story behind those small, yellow key limes that can only grow in specific tropical conditions. We'll discuss the invention of sweetened condensed milk and how it revolutionized cooking in remote locations. You'll hear about the humble graham cracker and its unexpected journey from health food to dessert foundation, and we'll explore how the chemistry of eggs creates that silky, custard-like texture that makes each bite so satisfying. Finally, we'll discuss the best ways to serve and enjoy key lime pie, from the optimal temperature that brings out its flavors to the traditional accompaniments that complement its unique character. Whether you're planning a special dinner party or simply want to treat yourself to something special, you'll understand exactly how to make this dessert shine. If you enjoy these types of gentle cooking explorations, I'd be grateful if you'd give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to join our community of fellow food enthusiasts who appreciate the quieter side of culinary discovery. And here's something fun for you to share in the comments below. Tell me about your favorite citrus dessert memory. Perhaps it was your grandmother's lemon bars, or maybe a lime sorbet you enjoyed on vacation. I always love hearing about the desserts that bring back special memories. You'll find the complete recipe for tonight's key lime pie in the description below, perfectly formatted for printing or saving to your recipe collection. Before we begin our culinary journey tonight, take a moment to settle in comfortably. Perhaps brew yourself a cup of herbal tea, or simply find a cozy spot where you can relax and let the gentle rhythm of cooking instruction wash over you. There's no rush here, just the peaceful process of creating something beautiful and delicious. Tonight's exploration will take us through tropical groves where key limes grow wild, into the kitchens of 19th century Key West where resourceful cooks created magic from simple ingredients, and finally to your own kitchen where you can recreate this timeless dessert. We'll move slowly and deliberately, savoring each step of the process just as much as we'll savor the final result. The beauty of key lime pie lies not just in its taste, but in its story of adaptation and creativity. This dessert represents the ingenuity of people who made something extraordinary from what they had available, turning limitation into inspiration. Tonight, we'll honor that tradition by taking our time and appreciating every element that makes this pie so special. Alright, let's get cooking. Key lime pie story begins in the remote island chain of the Florida Keys, where geography and necessity combined to create one of America's most distinctive desserts. In the late 1800s, the Keys were an isolated paradise, accessible only by boat and populated primarily by hardy fishermen, sponge divers, and their families who had adapted to life at the edge of the continent. The tropical climate that made the Keys beautiful also presented unique challenges for food preservation. Without reliable refrigeration and with supply boats arriving irregularly, fresh dairy products were nearly impossible to obtain. Milk would spoil quickly in the heat, and ice was a rare luxury that melted almost as soon as it arrived from the mainland. Enter the key lime, a small, intensely flavored citrus fruit that grew abundantly throughout the islands. Unlike the larger Persian limes we commonly see today, key limes are roughly the size of a golf ball with thin, yellow-green skin that yields an extraordinarily tart and aromatic juice. These hardy trees thrived in the sandy, salt-tinged soil of the Keys, providing a reliable source of vitamin C for the island communities. The breakthrough came with the widespread availability of sweetened condensed milk, invented by Gail Borden in 1856 and perfected during the Civil War as a way to preserve milk without refrigeration. This shelf-stable product could survive the long journey to the Keys and remain fresh in the tropical heat. Local cooks discovered that when combined with egg yolks and key lime juice, condensed milk created a custard-like filling that would set without baking, an important advantage when firing up an oven made the already warm kitchen unbearably hot. The earliest versions of key lime pie were often made without any crust at all, simply spooned into bowls and enjoyed as a cool, refreshing treat. When crusts were used, they were typically made from whatever was available, often crushed crackers or cookies mixed with a bit of butter or lard. The graham cracker crust we know today didn't become standard until the 1930s, when mass-produced graham crackers became widely available. One of the most debated aspects of authentic key lime pie is its color. Traditional key lime pie made with genuine key lime juice has a pale yellow hue, not the bright green color many people associate with the dessert. The green color comes from adding food coloring, a practice that began in restaurants and bakeries to make the pie more visually striking and to meet customer expectations. The pie gained national attention in the 1950s and 60s as tourism to Florida increased and visitors discovered this unique regional specialty. Key West restaurants began featuring it prominently on their menus, and food writers started including recipes in national publications. However, this popularity also led to many variations that strayed from the original formula, often substituting regular lime juice for the authentic key lime juice. In 2006, the Florida legislature officially designated key lime pie as the state's official pie, recognizing its cultural significance and connection to Florida's culinary heritage. This designation helped cement the dessert's place in American food culture while also establishing certain standards for what could legitimately be called key lime pie. The fishing community of Key West particularly embraced this dessert because it could be prepared quickly between fishing trips and would keep reasonably well in the heat. Fishermen's wives would often have pies ready when the boats returned, providing a sweet, refreshing treat after days of hard work on the water. Traditional preparation methods emphasized simplicity and efficiency. The filling required no cooking, just mixing, and many families developed their own slight variations in proportions based on the tartness of their limes and personal taste preferences. Some added a touch of vanilla extract, others preferred a bit more egg yolk for richness, and a few would top their pies with a light meringue instead of whipped cream. The authenticity of key lime pie became a point of pride for Keys residents, who could often identify imposters made with regular lime juice or artificial flavoring with a single taste. This dedication to authentic ingredients and traditional methods helped preserve the dessert's integrity even as it gained popularity beyond its island origins. Today, key lime pie represents more than just a dessert. It embodies the resourcefulness and creativity of people who turn geographical limitations into culinary advantages, creating something uniquely delicious from the ingredients their environment provided. Creating an authentic key lime pie requires just a handful of simple ingredients, each playing a crucial role in achieving that perfect balance of tart citrus and creamy sweetness. Let's gather everything we need before we begin this gentle process of transformation. For the graham cracker crust, you'll need 1 1/3 cups of graham cracker crumbs, which typically comes from about 9 full graham cracker sheets. You'll also need 5 tablespoons of unsalted butter, melted, and 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. The combination of these 3 ingredients creates a sturdy yet tender foundation that complements the tangy filling perfectly. The filling itself requires just 4 ingredients. First, you'll need 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, the magical ingredient that allows this pie to set without baking. Next, gather 4 large egg yolks, which will provide richness and help bind everything together. The star of our show is half a cup of fresh key lime juice, ideally from about 20 to 25 key limes, though bottled key lime juice works beautifully if fresh limes aren't available. Finally, add 1 tablespoon of finely grated key lime zest to intensify that citrus flavor. Begin by preheating your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. While it warms, let's create our crust foundation. Place the graham cracker sheets in a food processor and pulse until they form fine, even crumbs. If you don't have a food processor, place the crackers in a sealed bag and gently crush them with a rolling pin until you achieve the desired consistency. The crumbs should be fine enough to hold together when pressed, but not so powdery that they lose all texture. Transfer the graham cracker crumbs to a mixing bowl and add the granulated sugar, stirring gently to distribute evenly. Pour in the melted butter and mix with a fork until the mixture resembles wet sand and holds together when squeezed in your palm. The butter should coat every crumb, creating a mixture that will press together firmly but won't become dense or heavy. Press this mixture firmly and evenly into a 9-inch pie pan, working from the bottom up the sides. Use the bottom of a measuring cup to create an even, compact surface that will hold its shape during baking. Pay special attention to the corners where the bottom meets the sides, ensuring there are no thin spots that might crack during baking. Bake the crust for 10 to 12 minutes until it's lightly golden and set. Remove from the oven and allow it to cool completely while you prepare the filling. This cooling step is essential because adding the filling to a warm crust can cause it to become soggy. For the filling, begin by whisking the egg yolks in a medium bowl until they're smooth and well combined. Gradually add the sweetened condensed milk, whisking continuously to prevent the eggs from cooking. The mixture should become pale and creamy as you incorporate the condensed milk. Slowly add the key lime juice, whisking constantly. You'll notice the mixture beginning to thicken slightly as the acid in the lime juice reacts with the proteins in the condensed milk and eggs. This is exactly what we want to happen. The filling should have a smooth, pourable consistency that coats the back of a spoon. Stir in the key lime zest, distributing it evenly throughout the filling. The zest adds an extra layer of lime flavor and creates tiny bursts of citrus oil that enhance each bite. Be sure to use only the green outer layer of the lime peel, avoiding the bitter white pith underneath. Pour the filling into the cold crust, spreading it evenly with a spatula. The filling should come nearly to the top of the crust but not overflow. Gently tap the pie pan on the counter to release any air bubbles and create a smooth surface. Return the pie to the oven and bake for 15 to 17 minutes until the filling is set around the edges but still slightly jiggly in the center. The top should look matte rather than shiny, indicating that it is properly set. Overbaking will cause the filling to crack, so watch carefully during the final minutes. Remove the pie from the oven and cool it completely at room temperature before refrigerating. This gradual cooling process helps prevent cracking and allows the filling to achieve its final texture. Refrigerate for at least 3 hours or overnight before serving, allowing the flavors to meld and the texture to become perfectly creamy. Each ingredient in key lime pie tells its own fascinating story, contributing unique properties that come together to create this beloved dessert. Let's explore these components individually, understanding how each one contributes to the final masterpiece. Key limes, scientifically known as the botanical key lime, are quite different from the Persian limes commonly found in grocery stores. These small, round fruits typically measure just 1 to 2 inches in diameter and have thin, smooth skin that ranges from green to yellowish green when ripe. Native to Southeast Asia, key limes were brought to the Florida Keys by Spanish settlers in the 16th century, where they found the perfect growing conditions in a sandy, well-drained soil. The flavor of key limes is distinctly more intense and aromatic than regular limes, with a complex tartness that includes floral and slightly bitter notes. This intensity comes from higher levels of citric acid and essential oils concentrated in the smaller fruit. Fresh key limes yield about 1 tablespoon of juice per lime, making them quite precious. When key limes aren't available, bottled key lime juice provides an excellent alternative, maintaining that authentic flavor profile that makes this pie special. Sweetened condensed milk represents one of the most ingenious food preservation innovations of the 19th century. Created by removing about 60% of the water from fresh milk and adding sugar, this thick, syrupy product could survive without refrigeration for months. The high sugar content acts as a natural preservative, while the reduced water content prevents bacterial growth. In key lime pie, condensed milk serves multiple purposes beyond sweetening. Its thick consistency helps the filling set properly, while the milk proteins react with the acidic lime juice to create a smooth, custard-like texture without requiring eggs as the primary thickening agent. Egg yolks contribute richness, color, and additional binding properties to the filling. The lecithin in egg yolks acts as a natural emulsifier, helping to blend the fat from the condensed milk with the acidic lime juice into a smooth, homogeneous mixture. Egg yolks also contain proteins that coagulate when heated, helping the pie set during its brief baking time. The golden color of the yolks contributes to the pie's characteristic pale yellow hue, the authentic color of traditional key lime pie made without artificial coloring. Graham crackers have an unexpected history as a health food created by Presbyterian minister Sylvester Graham in the 1820s. Graham believed that refined flour and rich foods led to moral corruption, so he developed these crackers using unsifted wheat flour and no added fats or sweeteners. The original Graham crackers were quite different from today's sweetened version, but they maintained their association with wholesome, simple ingredients. When used in pie crusts, Graham crackers provide a subtle honey wheat flavor that complements citrus beautifully, while their relatively low moisture content creates a stable base that won't become soggy. The transformation of graham crackers into crust involves more than just crushing and binding. When mixed with butter and sugar, the crackers' starches and proteins undergo changes that help create structure. The butter coats each crumb, providing moisture and richness while acting as a binding agent. During baking, the butter helps the crumbs adhere to each other, creating a firm yet tender crust that can support the creamy filling without crumbling. Butter plays a crucial role beyond simple binding in the crust. Its fat content contributes to the tender texture we associate with good pie crust, while its water content creates steam during baking that helps develop the crust structure. The milk solids and butter add a subtle richness and help with browning, creating that golden color that indicates a properly baked crust. Granulated sugar in the crust does more than add sweetness. Sugar helps tenderize the crust by interfering with gluten development in the flour naturally present in graham crackers. It also contributes to browning through caramelization, creating complex flavors that enhance the overall taste of the pie. The sugar dissolves slightly during mixing with the melted butter, helping to bind the crumbs together more effectively. The magic happens when these ingredients combine. The acid in the key lime juice begins working immediately with the proteins in the condensed milk and egg yolks, starting a gentle setting process that continues during the brief baking time. This chemical reaction is what allows key lime pie to achieve its characteristic texture without lengthy cooking or complicated techniques. Understanding these individual components helps explain why key lime pie works so beautifully and why substitutions often fall short of the original's perfect balance. The perfect key lime pie experience begins long before the first bite reaches your lips. This dessert reveals its best qualities when served at the ideal temperature and accompanied by thoughtful touches that enhance rather than compete with its distinctive character. Temperature plays a crucial role in key lime pie's enjoyment. The pie should be thoroughly chilled, having spent at least 4 hours in the refrigerator, though overnight chilling produces even better results. This extended cooling time allows the filling to achieve its optimal creamy consistency while letting the flavors melt completely. When properly chilled, each bite should feel cool and refreshing, with the filling holding its shape while melting smoothly on your palate. Remove the pie from the refrigerator about 10 minutes before serving to take the edge off the cold without compromising its structure. This brief tempering allows the flavors to open up slightly, making the lime's tartness more approachable while maintaining that refreshing quality that makes key lime pie so appealing on warm days. Traditional accompaniments focus on enhancing the pie's natural qualities rather than masking them. A dollop of freshly whipped cream provides a neutral, creamy contrast to the tart filling, while its light texture complements the dense custard beautifully. When whipping cream for key lime pie, stop just as soft peaks form to maintain a silky texture that won't overpower the delicate filling. Some purists prefer their key lime pie completely unadorned, allowing the pure flavors of lime, condensed milk, and eggs to shine without distraction. This approach highlights the dessert's essential character and pays homage to its humble origins when such embellishments weren't available or necessary. For special occasions, consider garnishing with thin lime zest curls or a few small lime wedges arranged around the plate's edge. These additions provide visual appeal while reinforcing the citrus theme. A light dusting of powdered sugar can create an elegant presentation, though it should be applied just before serving to prevent absorption into the whipped cream. Seasonal considerations can enhance the key lime pie experience. During summer months, this dessert provides welcome relief from heat, making it ideal for outdoor gatherings, barbecues, and poolside entertaining. The refreshing citrus flavors pair beautifully with grilled seafood and light summer fare. In cooler months, key lime pie offers a bright reminder of tropical warmth, bringing sunshine to winter tables when citrus fruits are at their peak. Proper storage ensures your key lime pie maintains its quality for several days. Cover the pie loosely with plastic wrap or store it in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 4 days. The graham cracker crust may soften slightly over time, but the filling will remain delicious. For longer storage, key lime pie freezes beautifully for up to 3 months, though it should be thawed gradually in the refrigerator overnight before serving. When serving key lime pie to guests, use a sharp knife dipped in warm water and wiped clean between cuts to achieve neat, professional-looking slices. The clean cuts showcase the distinct layers of crust and filling while preventing the creamy interior from sticking to the blade. Consider the dining context when planning your key lime pie service. This dessert works equally well as the grand finale to an elegant dinner party or as a casual afternoon treat with coffee. Its versatility stems from its refined simplicity, sophisticated enough for special occasions yet approachable enough for everyday enjoyment. Key lime pie pairs wonderfully with light, tropical-inspired beverages. Iced tea, whether sweetened or unsweetened, provides a refreshing complement, while coffee offers a pleasant contrast to the pie's sweetness. For adult gatherings, consider serving small portions alongside tropical cocktails or a crisp white wine that won't compete with the lime's assertive flavor. The beauty of key lime pie lies not just in its taste, but in its ability to transport us to that sun-drenched paradise where it was born. Each bite carries the essence of ocean breezes, swaying palms, and the ingenuity of people who created something extraordinary from simple, available ingredients. Whether you're enjoying a slice on a busy weekday or savoring it slowly during a special celebration, key lime pie offers a moment of tropical escape. Its perfect balance of tart and sweet, creamy and refreshing, makes it a dessert that satisfies without overwhelming, leaving you wonderfully refreshed. And on that note, we've completed our gentle journey through the world of key lime pie, from its humble beginnings in the Florida Keys to your own kitchen where you can now create this timeless classic. Thank you for joining me tonight on Whispered Ingredients, where we celebrate the quiet magic of cooking together. I'll see you next time.